All right, how's it going? I wanted to talk about essays. This is an optional part here. Colleges may require it. You should check with the school to see if it is required. So you don't write on the computer. It's paper and pencil. So keep that in mind. That gives you a chance to physically organize your ideas. So there's 2 essays written in a total time of 90 minutes. The first one is a general theme on American literature. You pick 2 authors from a list given to you, and you write a well-organized essay that discusses how that theme is handled in the 2 authors. The second essay asks you to respond to one of 2 topics. In one of the topics you have a poem, in the other you have a prose excerpt. So with both of these, you have some questions that are given to you for guidance. So I'm going to help you organize that in a minute. So for the essays, you should make a rough outline. Keep your eye on the time, organize your ideas into clear paragraphs. Remember, the physical presentation of what you do is very important. The idea of paragraphs. Separate the paragraphs with a line so people can physically see where you're going. The paragraph format's really important. So think of one idea with different details. Each detail can be presented in a paragraph. You should break this down into an outline. I'll show you in a couple of minutes how to do that. I'm sure you've gone through this before. You think of some literary terms you remember, and if you can think of examples and cite them. So making an outline here, you can see you've got the intro here, hook, orientation, focus, thesis. So maybe if you're able to funnel people in like this, into the idea, down to where you're going, okay? So the hook gets the attention, orientation is what you're going to talk about, the focus, and then your thesis. So for example, a hook could have something to do with a theme. The orientation could quickly explain how this applies to literature. The focus is how it's applied to those works in general, and the thesis is what you're going to talk about. You need your thesis statement here, okay? So after that, when you get to the second paragraph, you're going to have idea 1 in the thesis, detail, example, detail, and then idea 2 in the thesis, detail, example. I'm giving you a couple of different ways to look at this. And idea 3, all based back to the thesis with detail, example, and a detail. So you can see here that it's got all of these ideas are connected here. If you go up to the thesis statement, you've got the thesis statement, and you're going down 1, 2, and 3, and then you've got a conclusion here with the ending here. So thesis, you want to revamp your thesis. Objectives, you want to review your objectives, and then unhook it. So you're kind of funneling out in the bottom here. Just to kind of give you an idea here. So the body of the essay should stay on track. The ideas, stay on the ideas of progressively proving your point. So each paragraph should start with a topic sentence. Very important here to have in the topic sentence. A topic sentence is the first sentence of the paragraph. That's almost like a mini thesis statement for that paragraph. And if you're able to, think of an example. You can use the sandwich method, where you introduce, you cite, and then you explain your example. So that would be kind of like, I'm going to talk about this, and then put in the example, and then explain what it is that you just put in. That would be the, quote, sandwich there. So these are some suggestions that I would give you when you develop your ideas. Even though you're saying, I don't have time for an outline. An outline really, if you think you've got 90 minutes, split it up, spend 3 or 4 minutes, brainstorm, what can you do? Write down on a piece of paper some ideas you can do. A thesis statement, this is my main idea, bring it in a hook. Idea 1, 2, and 3 should always be linked back to your thesis. In this work, we can see how both authors, Maybe if you've got 2 different authors you need to explain, you could explain one and the other, and then comparisons and differences, and then the conclusion. You don't have to have 5 paragraphs. Maybe you only have 4. But the idea is to really have that physical structure of an introduction and a conclusion, and then have at least 2 paragraphs in the middle, sometimes 3, to detail these examples of a compare and contrast or a progression of ideas. So with that and with the CLEP exam, good luck, and I wish you the best.